Most men mistake these early warning signs for stress, aging, or even prostatitis, until it's far too late, when the body starts sending desperate signals that something deeper is weakening their defenses from the inside out. What if your immune shield, the system built to protect you from infections, is missing 3 simple nutrients you should have been taking every single day without realizing it? I'm Dr. James, a urologist and HIV educator with over 20 years of experience helping American men understand how the smallest daily habits can either defend or destroy their health. In the next few minutes, I'll reveal 3 evidence-backed nutrients that silently support your body's immune response, and a 60-second nightly routine you can apply tonight to start protecting yourself naturally. Comment 1 to 9 to let me know how much this topic matters to you. Your feedback helps me design the next videos that truly serve you. This message is for men between 18 and 60, especially those over 40 or 50 who've noticed subtle changes in strength, energy, or recovery. I'm not replacing medical treatment or ART. I'm guiding you through education, helping you recognize the nutritional gaps that quietly weaken immunity and confuse symptoms like fatigue, night sweats, or swollen groin nodes. Before we jump into solutions, I need you to grasp how this problem works because it's tightly connected to everything that follows. And in the next 30 seconds, I promise you'll say, "Oh," when these practical, everyday facts finally click into place. HIV's first target is your CD4+ helper cells, the coordinators of defense, and as their numbers fall, the immune barrier thins, leaving men vulnerable to infections and inflammation that can masquerade as everyday urology issues like prostatitis, recurrent UTIs, pelvic pain, or sexual dysfunction. That confusion delays testing and treatment because symptoms feel familiar, seem random, and often come and go, while underneath the surface the immune network loses coordination, responses slow, and recovery from simple colds, skin problems, or sores takes longer than it should. Think of your immune cells as security guards at a busy stadium. When they're underfed, dehydrated, and short on essential micronutrients, they get sluggish, miss signals, open gates too slowly, and let small threats slip through aisles that should have stayed protected. This is the core idea of your immune shield. It is not only about avoiding exposure, it is also about supplying the guards with what they need daily, so their radios, flashlights, endurance, and coordination work at full strength when trouble shows up. In men, 3 quiet deficiencies often sit behind that sluggish security team, and while we'll detail them shortly, understand first that micronutrients act like maintenance budgets for the shield, determining whether repairs happen quickly or failures pile up unnoticed. When CD4+ coordination drops and inflammation rises, tissues in the urinary tract and groin lymph nodes become reactive, producing signals that feel urologic. Stay with me as your guide, because next I'll show how 3 targeted nutrients and 1 nightly routine help rebuild your immune shield from within. Listen carefully, because this is the foundation for applying solutions correctly. In the next 30 seconds, you will grasp the core causes, and I can state with confidence that over 90% of men overlook them, often simply because no one connected daily habits with deficiencies that quietly reshape immunity. As your guide, I'll start with vitamin D. Indoor lifestyles, limited midday sun, sunscreen without supplementation, and higher body fat that sequesters this hormone leave immune cells underpowered, slowing CD4+ coordination so your shield identifies, escalates, and resolves threats too slowly when challenges appear exactly where strength should be automatic. Next is zinc. Alcohol, sweat, and diets light on seafood, beans, or lean meats quietly drain reserves. Without zinc, mucosal barriers thin, tissue repair lags, and antiviral checkpoints lose sharpness, So routine irritations mimic prostatitis while defenses hesitate, arriving late to situations that demand decisive, timely action in real life. Third, too many industrial seed oils and too little omega-3 distort cell membranes and signaling, amplifying background inflammation. When that static rises, immune responses misfire, fatigue deepens, and night sweats or groin lymph swelling confuse the picture further, pushing men down urology pathways while nutrition often remains the unaddressed root. These shortages rarely shout. They whisper across months and years, creating a slow leak many blame on aging, when the truth is underfunded guards, weak radios, and missed cues in crowded hallways, all fixable by consistently restoring essentials rather than accepting decline as inevitable or mysterious bad luck for men. It is not age, it is attrition, and the moment you correct vitamin D, zinc, and omega-3 with testing, food-first strategies, and guided supplementation, signals clarify, recovery times shorten, confidence returns, and your immune security team finally performs like professionals who arrive reliably early, not late, when protection matters most. Don't stop now. Listen carefully, because the next 60 seconds could redefine how you see your immunity, and this matters directly for the solutions ahead, the habits you'll adopt, and the confidence you'll rebuild once you understand where the real gatekeepers are working. Your body protects itself through an immune gate network. The gut-liver-prostate axis forming an inflammation corridor, while groin lymph nodes serve as neighborhood checkpoints that sample signals from urogenital tissues and decide whether to escalate, calm, or reroute immune activity before problems spiral unnecessarily. When this gate is disrupted, background inflammation rises. Communication between immune cells turns noisy, and the result is confusing symptoms that present as urologic issues: pelvic discomfort, urinary urgency, burning, or sexual dysfunction. The very patterns many men mislabel as prostatitis or recurring urinary tract infections. Picture the signaling as a frayed cable. Messages still pass through, but they crackle, drop frames, and arrive late. So security teams respond inconsistently, letting small threats slip past while overreacting to benign irritations that should have been cleared quietly and efficiently much earlier in the process. Inside the gut, a compromised barrier leaks molecular sparks into circulation. The liver absorbs that storm and broadcasts inflammatory cues, the prostate becomes reactive, and nearby lymph nodes swell and pulse with activity, creating the misleading impression that everything is purely a localized urology problem. Before we continue, here's a sincere 2025 update I want to gift to everyone watching. A meaningful subset of prostatitis complaints reflect immune communication breakdowns along this axis, where nutrient deficits and stress physiology blur signals rather than a single, straightforward infection that antibiotics alone can reliably resolve. I share this not to alarm you, but to equip you, because when the immune gate is miscalibrated, men chase painkillers, repeated antibiotics, and guesswork. Yet what they truly need is a calm evaluation of systemic contributors, starting with daily nutrition that stabilizes these control circuits. Deficiencies in vitamin D, zinc, and omega-3 act like low battery, weak antenna, and brittle wiring for the gate. Without steady maintenance, CD4+ coordination slows, mucosal barriers tire, and the lymphatic neighborhood watch struggles to distinguish smoke from fog in crowded hallways under unreliable lighting conditions. Stress compounds the issue by flooding the bloodstream with hormones that temporarily downshift immune precision. Sleep fragmentation, late caffeine, alcohol, and dehydration add static, So signals arriving at the groin nodes are blurred, prompting the aching, heat, and heaviness many men assume are entirely mechanical problems. Your path forward begins with awareness. Mapping symptoms to this gait model helps you stop blaming age or fate and instead see how small corrections can restitch the cable, sharpen messages, and restore consistency to a defense system built to learn, adapt, and quietly self-correct over time. As your guide, I'm committed to walking with you through a simple nightly practice and 3 targeted nutrients that support barrier integrity, modulate inflammation, and reset the tempo of immune coordination, so genuine threats are handled swiftly while harmless noise is politely escorted away. Recognizing these signals is half the battle. The next step is how to respond, safely and effectively, so you protect your health with clarity rather than fear, and build a shield that works quietly in the background while you live the life you truly want. This is the part you've waited for. Priceless to me, because in 60 seconds you'll learn a patient-tested routine I use with men in person. A doorway to decades of stronger health that many only recognize after decline begins and confidence fades, when earlier action would have changed everything. Your immune shield relies on 3 core nutrients supporting coordination and recovery: vitamin D3, zinc, and omega-3. Picture them as power, tools, and lubrication for your cellular security team, keeping radios clear, gates responsive, and tiny repairs happening reliably every day, so small threats are handled before problems snowball effectively. Vitamin D3 must be personalized by blood testing and clinician guidance toward an optimal range. Practical steps include appropriate midday sun, foods like fortified dairy or mushrooms, and supervised supplementation that avoids megadosing while steadily restoring the signaling T cells required to detect real threats, rally defenders, and resolve inflammation intelligently. Zinc begins with food: oysters, lean beef, beans, lentils, pumpkin seeds, and supplements only if intake or labs indicate insufficiency. Alcohol, heavy sweating, and ultra-processed diets deplete reserves, while rebuilding stores strengthens mucosal barriers, accelerates tissue repair, and sharpens antiviral checkpoints that act under pressure when challenges appear. Omega-3 fats from salmon, sardines, mackerel, anchovies, trout, or verified fish oil supplements, and plant sources rich in ALA if preferred, calm background inflammation and improve membrane fluidity, allowing immune cells to move, merge, and message cleanly, instead of misfiring with static that prolongs recovery or mimics stubborn urologic symptoms today. For prostatitis-like flares, pair the trio with an anti-inflammatory plate: fatty fish, extra virgin olive oil, cruciferous vegetables, berries, turmeric with pepper, and hydration. Limit alcohol, ultra-processed snacks, and long sitting, because pelvic congestion and dietary triggers often amplify discomfort without delivering any real benefit whatsoever. Now, the nightly 60-second protocol. Prepare a pill box with clinician-approved D3, zinc, and omega-3. Set water by the bed, take a mini checklist, then practice the 4-4-6 breath: inhale 4, hold 4, exhale 6, lowering cortisol, improving sleep, and steadying tomorrow's immune gate reliably and consistently each night. Safety matters. Education never replaces ART or medical care. Obtain baseline labs, discuss interactions, and avoid exceeding recommended doses. Review fish oil with anticoagulants or bleeding risks. Type SHIELD or comment 1 through 4 to prioritize D3 testing, zinc strategy, omega-3 planning, or the nightly checklist, and I'll pin your guide. Stay with me, because this final piece explains why the protocol works at the cellular level, And understanding the science helps you stay confident as you apply it day by day, without guesswork or fear quietly undermining progress. Vitamin D acts like a master conductor for innate and adaptive immunity, guiding responses while training T cells to recognize threats. When levels restore to an optimal range, signals become clearer, escalation is timely, and resolution occurs without inflammatory collateral throughout tissues. In practical terms, vitamin D enhances antigen presentation, supports antimicrobial peptides, and improves T-cell activation dynamics, so defenses identify, coordinate, and stand down with fewer errors. Men stop confusing fatigue and recurring infections with aging because recovery windows shorten and consistency returns to daily life. Zinc is the toolkit for repair. It's required for many immune enzymes, DNA synthesis, and barrier integrity in mucosal surfaces. When intake is adequate, microtears seal faster, viral replication faces more resistance, and the lining that shields urogenital tissues maintains ordered structure under pressure. Restoring zinc through food. First strategies and guided supplementation sharpens antiviral checkpoints and accelerates epithelial repair, so irritation resolves sooner and groin lymph nodes stop broadcasting distress. The body saves energy, sleep deepens, and daytime steadiness returns because small problems stop echoing into bigger cascades. Omega-3 fatty acids modulate inflammation by shifting eicosanoid balance and generating resolvins that help immune cells finish the job. Membranes become more fluid, cell-to-cell messaging clears, and white blood cells navigate efficiently, transforming chaotic noise into measured action instead of exhausting overreactions that prolong discomfort and confusion. Here's a case. A 32-year-old man with low vitamin D and marginal zinc reported fatigue, night sweats, and intermittent groin swelling. After 8 to 12 weeks of protocol adherence, his sleep improved, fatigue eased, and lymph tenderness diminished, while clinician monitoring guided dosing and expectations. Evidence never replaces medical care. Obtain baseline labs, coordinate with your physician, and remember ART remains foundational when indicated. This science explains why these nutrients support coordination and recovery, but your safety lives in testing, supervision, and steady habits that keep the immune gate calibrated daily. Congratulations! In the next 30 seconds, you've already won a crucial victory. Over doubt, over delay, and over the belief that decline is inevitable. Because once you understand the ripple effects, you'll act with purpose and protect the years still ahead. When your immune shield gets steady support, sleep deepens, cortisolic spikes settle, and your brain's background noise fades. That heavy fog many men describe lifts, morning clarity returns, and decisions feel simpler because your body stops whispering emergencies into every ordinary situation. Energy follows clarity, and with energy you reinstall habits that quietly compound. Regular meals with color and fiber, hydration without late stimulants, brief walks after dinner, and a consistent bedtime that coaches hormones back into rhythm, rather than gambling tomorrow on adrenaline alone. As your guide, I've watched men regain a stable mood first, then motivation, then momentum. Partners notice patience replacing irritability, and small wins stack as you see that health isn't a dramatic rescue, but a calm sequence of right-sized actions repeated until they become identity. The pelvic complaints that dominated your attention shift to the background because inflammation isn't tapping the alarm. Groin nodes soften, urgency eases, and you notice space to enjoy routines again. Reading, training, leading, without bracing for setbacks that used to surprise you. This steadiness spreads outward. Work feels less like firefighting and more like craft. Friendships resume without avoidance, and the voice in your head that once negotiated against your own care finally quiets, replaced by a practical, respectful tone that treats your future with seriousness. When you feed the guards, the whole city calms down. Signals reach the right posts, repairs finish on time, and the neighborhoods nearest the gate, gut, liver, prostate, and lymph, stop generating confusion, so your system can invest energy in growth, not chaotic defense. I want you to see this not as perfection, but as leverage. A 1-minute nightly protocol that reduces friction for everything else you value: strength, intimacy, presence, creativity, by turning health from a crisis to a platform you can stand on confidently. Before you go, take a breath with me. You now see how 3 quiet nutrients, a 1-minute routine, and a calmer immune gate can move your days from crisis to confident stewardship. And that single shift compounds into the health you truly want. I'm here as your guide, not your doctor, reminding you to personalize vitamin D3, zinc, and omega-3 with testing and clinical advice, while protecting foundations with sleep, stress hygiene, and food first, because smart habits magnify every medical decision you make. If prostatitis-like flares or confusing urologic signals return, do not panic or guess. Revisit the immune shield model, map your triggers, tighten the protocol, and speak with your clinician, so real problems get addressed quickly and harmless noise stops hijacking your attention. Make it simple. Set a daily reminder. Stack the routine next to brushing your teeth. Prepare tomorrow's pillbox tonight. And track wins you can feel. Deeper sleep, steadier mood, clearer mornings. Proof that invisible repairs continue while your life keeps moving forward. Share this with one person you care about, because gaps close faster in community. When men practice together, adherence rises, excuses fall, and confidence spreads across families, teams, and neighborhoods that quietly depend on you showing up with steadiness instead of uncertainty and fatigue. For your final step today, choose your start time and claim accountability in the comments by writing "Ready," then add your city and age group. I'll scan replies and prioritize new guides for the patterns I see, so your voice shapes the next lessons. Subscribe if you believe truth saves lives. Save this video for your checklist nights and tell me what changed after 7 days. Not perfection, just progress. Because when you feed the guards, the whole city stays calm, and your future gets the energy it deserves.